welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my update on my eyeshadow year-long project pan. I feel like I have not given you an update in forever, but it has been 2 months. It's been a long 2 months, but it's been 2 months, and I said I would do this every couple of months. I feel like if I do it every month, my progress wouldn't be so great. This project was created by Sarah Katherine, and I have her channel linked in my description. I started doing this, I want to say back in February. It wasn't the beginning of the year, but I started, I think, in February. Anyway, whatever. So this is my second update. So my intro, last video was my first update. It's my second update. I have 8 palettes in this project, which is probably too much, but I picked 8 palettes that I hadn't really been using all that much, and I wanted to get more use on them because there are palettes that I really enjoy in my collection, and I just thought this would be a good way to get more of an organic use on them, because I do other projects obviously on my eyeshadows, as you know. So this one is a little bit more relaxed, but what you need to do, which is not that relaxed, is you need to use all of the shades in the palette 24 times or hit pan, because we are in the year 2024. If this rolls on to next year, which I imagine I probably will, I can use all of the uses that I've used this year for next year. So if I have not hit pan and I've gone into one shade 10 times, those 10 times count towards next year's total, which will go up to 25 uses. So yeah, the longer you do this project, the better. I thought it was fun, so I started to join in, and I do have an update. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the palettes in order of least used to most used in these last 2 months. There definitely are some palettes where I've just hardly gone into them and just want to get them out of the way. And then there are some ones where I've gone into them a little bit more, and I do have a pan to share, which I don't recall if I spoke about it in my beauty bank. I might have, but that is beyond me. That was weeks ago now, and I could not tell you. Okay, so the first palette I have is actually the Shadow Kiss from Alter Ego. I just have not been going into cool tones recently, and this is just a cool tone neutral palette. I love this palette, don't get me wrong, it's my favorite Alter Ego palette I have, but it's the one that's used the least. And I just have not wanted to go into these really neutral cool tone shades. So this one might still continue to be neglected over the next couple of months. I'm really hoping to pick up speed on it maybe by September time. I think I'll probably use it quite a bit more, but I only used it once the previous update, and this time I've only used it once, and I went into disguise just the once. So nothing's happening with this palette. We can move on. Okay, next up I have the ABH Nouveau palette. So this one I went into 9 times in the last update, but this time I've only gone into it 3 times. The last update, this was the one that I kind of used the most, and I also had hit pan in this shade right here, but I kind of just push it to the side and wanted to work on some of the other palettes. I actually do have some shades on today though. I have Liberty on today, I have Hope, and I also have this shade called Wings on today. So I did go into it today, but yeah, I only used it 3 times, which is actually those uses that I used today. So when I say 3 times, I'm counting the individual times that I go into a pan, just making sense because obviously I need to count the like 24 times to go in a pan. So I'm counting it that way. I don't usually count my uses that way when I go into a palette, but for this project, it makes sense. So yeah, use it the 3 times, and that was really today. So otherwise this would have been completely unused for the whole project, but I wanted to do a green look, and I have my Earthly shade that I rolled into my project pan in order, or my palette in order, whatever. I'm talking nonsense, but I want to do a green look, and this had green in it, so I thought let's do it. So yeah, this one not much use on. Another one that I've kind of been neglecting is the Dreamy palette from Nabla. So last update I used it twice. This update I've gone into 4 different shades. So the shades that I went into, I actually tried to go into this. I actually did use one of the shades for my nails. So what I went into this last couple months, I went into Vanitas once, I went into Metal Cupid, Inception, and also Rose Gold. And Rose Gold is the one that I used on my nails, and actually it was a really nice nail varnish. So I might actually do that again, because these are quite metallic shades and they're quite thick, so they work really nicely on the nails. and if you want like a rosy sort of glistening nail color, these are perfect for you. So I got a little bit of use out of it like that. I don't know what it is. I love this palette. I love the formula of this, but I have just not wanted to go into it recently, and it might just be because it's just more of a wintry one. I just haven't been into mauves recently, and I think that's just probably what it is. But I definitely feel like this shade is calling me, so maybe I could just do like a, I don't know, just an orangey blush shade and not have to do the mauves. I don't know. It's just a palette I've neglected, as they all are, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. All right, then we have the Natasha Denona Retro. So this one I hadn't used at all in my last update. I've gone into 5 different shades now. So again, not too much use on this one, but I did go into Jude, I went into Mode, I went into Apart, Nude Mauve, and Helio, and I went into all of those in one look. So really, you could say I went into it once, but I'm counting my uses differently, so I went into it 5 times. And that was a look that I did that I really, really enjoyed last month. I put it in Get Ready With Me, but you can't see it anymore because I hid the video. But anyway, regardless, I really enjoyed the look, and it reminded me of how beautiful these shades can look. I don't know what it is, but I think this is the same. I'm having the same issue with this as I'm having with the Dreamy palette from Nabla. Obviously, this is completely mauve and pink and purple, and I've just not been interested in those shades recently. So it has been on the back burner, but at least I did go into it. All right, next up is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. So this one I went into 9 times last update, and I've gone into it 11 more times since then. So I have used this quite a little bit more. I don't have any shades that I've hit pan on yet, or any that I've like at the even close to the 10 uses. So, you know, I'm still really in the 2s and 1s in terms of uses, which is gonna take a while to get there. But I did go into Cosmic twice this last round. I also went into Nebula twice. Now I went into this on my lids once, but I also tried to put it on my nails, and it did not work on my nails. But I did count it as a use because I did use quite a bit of it when I tried it on the nails. I also went into Mercury. I also tried that on my nails as well, and I did not enjoy that. So this one did not work with the nails at all. I thought it might do, but it didn't. I went into Galaxy once, Libra once, and Momentum once, and then Karma twice, and Supernova, where's Supernova once. So you can see once, twice, and that's pretty much it. The one that I've gone into most since I have started this project is Karma. I've gone into only 3 times. So I'm nowhere near, obviously, the 24 uses on each of them. I haven't even gone into all of them. But, you know, potentially if I continue using the Galaxy one, I might be able to hit pan, because I feel like these shimmers are not the hardest to hit pan on. It's definitely the mattes and Huda Beauty that are a little bit harder, but still love this palette, and I'm glad that I'm still dipping into it here and there. You know, I'm not forcing myself with this project at all, and it's interesting to see kind of where I'm going just naturally. Okay, then we have the Colourpop California Love. So this one I only went into once last update. I've gone into it 11 times this update, and it's really just because I've been going into a lot of these types of shades recently. I mean, it kind of makes sense. They're more of sort of spring summer shades for me, and I don't know, I've just been really wanting to do a lot of neutral looks. So I went into Diego 3 times. I've gone into Gnarly once, I've gone into Highway twice, I've gone into Cruising twice, and also the Bay 3 times. So, you know, there's a little bit of use there, but obviously still haven't gone into all of the shades. And it would be really nice to be able to try to hit pan on Diego. It is my favorite shade in the palette, although Cruising is also really beautiful. The quality in this is stunning. It's one of the best Colourpop quality like formulas that I have in my collection. They're just, you know, sometimes Colourpop is hit and miss, and this is definitely the good kind, and that's why I've kept it in here and not depotted this one, just because I generally have liked this. The only one I would probably get rid of is the glitter shade, which I actually might just go into all of my singles and maybe pop a different shade in there. That's a good idea. But yeah, I've enjoyed this one, but still nowhere near the 24 uses. I don't know how people do this, but I'm gonna be relaxed and free about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, the next one is the Chilling in Chicago. This one I've been talking about recently. It's on my chopping block. I might have to say goodbye to this. I mean, the writing is on the wall. It's pretty adamant I'm gonna be having to say goodbye to this, but anyway, last update I used it 6 times. This last update now I've used it 13 more times. So I have been trying to use it and I've been struggling for sure. It's just the mattes are just not performing the way that they used to. It's just gotten too old, unfortunately. But what I have done is I've gone into Bean twice. I went into Grizzly twice. I went into Skydeck twice. I went into Chicago Dog once. Magnificent once. I went to Rush Street once. Went to Lakeview twice. I went to Deep Dish once. Millennium once. And that's it. Since the last update. So this one's got a little bit more use, but still the shades that have had the most use are still only at 3 total, which would be Skydeck, Grizzly, yeah, just those 2. So all the others is just 1 or twice. So yeah, nowhere near the 24 uses, but like I said, I think I'm gonna roll this one out when I do a declutter video. So I might end up with just 7 palettes in this project, which would be absolutely fine, or maybe I'll roll something new in. I have actually kind of paired this one with the California Love, because when these, not in my most recent 7 looks in 7 days or 7 palettes video, but previously when I went into this, I had to go into the California Love because the mattes just weren't working very well. And that's when I was like, oh shoot, that's when I realized this is not performing how I wanted it to. So it's a bit of a shame. All right, and then this one I've also gone into 13 times. So the Chilling in Chicago and the ABH from and the Jackie Aina from ABH are tied. So this one I only went into once, the previous update, but yeah, 13 more times. And also I have hit pan in one of the shades. So we do have a pan, which is really nice and fun. I think it was the Nouveau, yeah, the Nouveau I hit pan in last update. So it's all of the ABH palettes that I'm hitting pan in. Which is fun because they're getting old and it's nice to hit pan. So this one, I didn't go into all of the shades, but there is one particular that I went into quite a lot. But anyway, I went into Soleil once, I went into Dollars once, I went into Zamin twice. So this one I actually used as a nail polish, and you can see I pretty much went in there quite a bit. Had this been used on my eyes with the amount that I've used, you could have probably count that as like 5, 6, 7 times. But I went into it twice on my nails. It worked really nice as a nail polish. I actually really like this one as well. It's quite a thick sort of consistency, so it's not super translucent on the nails, and I think it works really nicely. So yeah, went into that twice. Trust Issues is the one that I've hit pan on, so I don't know if you can see that, but this one I've used 5 times and then I hit a cheeky pan. So that is exciting, and that's mostly where my uses have gone. But I did go into Edges once. I also went into, oh, I missed Credit. I went to Credit twice, Lituation once, Sponsored once, and Ginger once. So like all of these, because I love that sort of part of the palette. So I did one look with all of those. But yeah, I'm so excited that I have another cheeky pan, and I think, you know, I'll just continue working on the shades that I want to work on for these palettes. As you can see though, I've been really more into the browns and the neutrals recently, and really not so much the mauves and the pinks, because like all 3 of my top palettes have been more of on the neutral leaning side, aside from the Huda Beauty, because I did go into this 11 times, but there's a little bit more of a variety, and I think I went into this more times just because I was trying to do that nail polish and it just didn't really work. So it wasn't actually for my eyes so much when I went into these shades. But yeah, all of the bottom palettes are all kind of these kind of cool tone mauvey palettes, and I don't know, I mean, it just depends, right? I mean, right now we have pretty bad weather, so I wanted to do like more of like a wintry look. So I went into the Nouveau today, and that's kind of why I wanted to do like a dusty green look. But this has always been a very sort of subdued color story, and not really one that springs summer to me. So I can imagine that I probably won't want to go into it too much more, but we'll see. I mean, and then definitely this one and the Dreamy one, I just have not wanted to go into these looks. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out if I want to keep them in the project or not, or if I should roll something else in, because I think it's silly to keep them in if I don't actually use them. But this is a marathon, it's not a race, so we'll see. I'm fine. I feel like I did use the palettes a lot more this time round versus my first update, and I think I was also a little bit more relaxed with it, and I didn't like rush and like, oh no, I gotta use these palettes now because my update's coming out. I actually was really natural using these over the last couple of months. I haven't felt that I had to use them at all, maybe aside from today, but it wasn't that I had to use that palette, it's just I was looking for a green to put on my lids, and that happened to be there. But yeah, anyway, I think that's my update. So I had one pan. Obviously my uses are still pretty low, but I'm still using my eyeshadow palettes, which is always fun and what I kind of want. Go check out Sarah Katherine if you are not familiar with the project pan. There's also people who do this on Instagram as well. So I think there might be a playlist, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.